Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NFL slate on Thanksgiving Day. We got 3 NFL games on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone watching this video. I am recording this video the day before Thanksgiving, so I'm recording this on Wednesday. Wanted to go ahead and get this video out. I'm going to be traveling, going to family stuff on Thanksgiving Day, so obviously wasn't really going to be able to make a video that day. Wanted to get the video done the day before. Got 3 player props, guys, that I do like for the 3 games. We're going to give out a prop from each game. So first game of the day is the 12:30 game between the Bears and the Lions. Got a prop for that one. Then we have Cowboys-Giants after that. Got a prop for that game. And then the night game, Packers and Dolphins. Got a prop that I like in that game. So 3 player props, guys. We're going to break down these plays. We're going to share why I like them. Now, before we do get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy this Prizepicks content, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up, use promo code NOAH, and when you place your first lineup on Prizepicks, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So Prizepicks is basically just going to give you $50 in funds that you can use to play additional lineups. Any money you win off those is credit. You can play that money, you can withdraw it, it's up to you. But go get over to Prizepicks, guys. Use that code NOAH when you do sign up. Prizepicks does have a free square available for the Thanksgiving Day NFL slate. They have Tyreek Hill's receiving yards prop set at 0.5. This is a free pick for everyone. So if you're a new user, if you're an existing user, you have access to this free square. A lot of these DFS sites, DFS apps, they're running promotions, trying to get customers in, trying to get people to play on their site. And Prizepicks is one of those. They're giving you a free square. Take advantage of this. It's another incentive to sign up for Prizepicks right now. And again, if you don't have an account, use that code NOAH when you do sign up. Now, I do also want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. For a limited time, you can get your first deposit matched up to $1,500 over on Sleeper. Sign up, use code NOAH over there. Sleeper, a DFS app, very similar to Prizepicks. You're just picking more or less on player projections. You're building out an entry. You can make up to an 8-pick entry on Sleeper. You can win up to 100x your money. And just like Prizepicks, Sleeper is also doing a lot of promotions. You look on the screen right now to my left over here. They've got a bunch of stuff. They've got a free square on CeeDee Lamb. They got a discount on Jared Goff's pass yards. They have a discount on Malik Neighbors' receiving yards, and they have a discount on Jordan Love's pass yards. So they have a discount for every game, on Thanksgiving, and they have a free square as well. You can use all these. It's not like you have to just pick one. You get to use all these discounts. So that's just another incentive to sign up for Sleeper right now. They got a lot of promotions, a lot of discounts they're doing for the holidays, trying to get new people in. And if you guys don't have an account on Sleeper, make sure to, again, sign up, use that promo code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $1,500 for a limited time. Go check them out, guys. But 3 games on Thanksgiving Day. Let's go ahead and talk through some props I'm liking over on Prizepicks, guys. So the first game of the day is Lions and Bears, and the prop that I'm liking in this game is going to be a prop on Keenan Allen. And I'm liking Keenan Allen for more than 8 targets. So we have seen Keenan Allen start to earn a bigger role in this Bears offense, and he started to earn a higher target share as well. You look over their last few games, he had 10 targets against Arizona, only had 6 targets against New England, but then had 8 against Green Bay, and then last week against Minnesota, 15 targets for Keenan Allen. This Bears offense, their pass game offense, it's fairly concentrated around 3 or 4 guys. Most of the targets in this offense go to DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and then a little bit to Cole Kmet. The Bears, they're not a team that really throws to their running backs, a bunch. Like DeAndre Swift, not really getting a ton of usage in the pass game this season. I mean, he has had 36 targets, but that's over like a 10 or like an 11 game sample. So like he's only getting like 3 targets a game. Most of the the targets in this offense go to their top receivers. And Keenan Allen has been the guy lately that's been earning a lot of volume in this offense. He started off the season, with 11 targets in their first game, and then he kind of had some down games with only 3, 6, 5 targets. But as of late, the opportunity for Keenan Allen has been much, much higher. This is a spot where I think the Bears are likely going to be playing from behind, going to be forced to throw. They're 9.5-point underdogs facing the Lions on the road. This game is going to be played in Detroit, which I think is a good thing. I think it's better just for offense in general. Playing in a dome, you just don't have to worry about weather, any stuff like that. You typically see games be higher scoring when they're played indoors. This game does have a 48.5 total, which is the highest of all the 3 games on Thanksgiving. So I think there's definitely some potential this game could be a shootout if the Bears can keep up with the Lions offense. Either way, though, just given the spread in this game, this expects to be a game where the Bears are likely to be throwing You look at Caleb Williams' pass attempts line for Thursday. Well, we don't have one up yet, but I know they had a pass attempt, or there it is. So yeah, his pass attempts line is set at 34. Like, clearly the sportsbooks are expecting a good amount of pass attempts here for Caleb Williams. He's got the highest pass attempts line of all the quarterbacks on Thursday. If Caleb Williams throws the ball 34 times or anywhere near that, I think we got a pretty good chance of getting 8 targets here for Keenan Allen, who's been the guy getting the most of the targets lately. You look at like DJ Moore last week; he's consistently been getting like 6-7 targets a game, but lately Keenan Allen's been getting double-digit targets. To match up to against Detroit, where you kind of have to throw the ball. Like, Detroit's a very, very tough team to run on. They're giving up the 4th fewest rush yards per game to running backs. Whereas if you look at what they've allowed to wide receivers, teams are just having to throw the ball against Detroit. Part of that due to their defense, part of that due to the fact that Detroit has just kind of been blowing out everybody, and it's been forcing teams to throw. But the Lions this season, they are giving up the most targets to opposing wide receivers. So I think we're going to see a good amount of Caleb Williams pass attempts here. And if Caleb Williams throws the ball, anywhere near 34 times, which is what his pass attempts line is set at, I think we got a pretty good chance at 8 targets for Keenan Allen. Also, I was looking at his receptions prop of 5, and that's one that I do like as well. But if you look at Keenan Allen's game log this season, he had 2 games, or he had 3 games with only 4 receptions, but he still got 11, 10, and 8 targets in those games. He did have 2 games with 5 receptions, 5 targets, 5 receptions, 6 targets. I think if Keenan Allen gets 5 receptions, he probably also gets 8 targets. I could definitely see a scenario where he doesn't get 5 receptions, but still gets 8 targets, especially if Caleb Williams is just not super accurate. Obviously, we're not really betting on Caleb Williams to be accurate. We just want the volume, and that's what Keenan Allen has been getting lately is the volume. So, like that is our first prop for Thanksgiving. Next prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a prop on Jalen Tolbert going to the Cowboys game. Well, guys, so we were going to take Jalen Tolbert for under 25.5 receiving yards, but it got bumped down to 21.5. I'm a little bit iffy on it now at 21.5. I think it's still okay to play under 21.5 receiving yards, but I was liking it because it was up at Prizepicks had his line a little bit inflated at 25.5. I think under 21.5 is still okay. Also, don't mind under 2.5 receptions. So I think both these props are okay. I don't feel as good about these though now that the line got bumped. Literally, I hate when this shit happens, man. When the lines literally change, like as I'm trying to make a video, it is what it is. It's just part of the part of the struggles, I guess, of doing content. But I still think under 21.5 receiving yards is okay. So we just got word that Brandon Cooks is activated off IR, and Brandon Cooks is expected to play on Thanksgiving Day. And if you look at Jalen Tolbert, he's only played 4 games this season with Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks got injured early on in the season, and the first 4 games that Tolbert played without Brandon Cooks, it's hard to really look too much into those because that was when they had Dak Prescott. But in those games, Tolbert only saw he only saw 2, 9, 5, and 3 targets, so he wasn't really getting a bunch of volume. The game he got 9 targets was against the Saints. I think that was a game where Dak Prescott threw the ball like a ton of pass attempts. Dak had 39 pass attempts in that game. Obviously, the Cowboys offense is not going to be as pass heavy with Cooper Rush at quarterback, and this is a spot where they're not really going to have to be super pass heavy because they're decent favorites, 3.5 point favorites at home. This is a game that has a really low total. It's a 37.5 total. I think this is probably going to be a sloppy, kind of low-scoring game with 2 backup quarterbacks going up against each other. We don't even know yet who's going to start at quarterback for the Giants. It looks like it's actually going to be Drew Lock. Maybe if Drew Lock starts, maybe the Giants' offense will be better. But either way, I'm expecting Tolbert's role to kind of decrease here with Brandon Cooks coming back. And with Cooper Rush at quarterback, we just haven't really seen Tolbert have much of a connection with Cooper Rush. The last few games with Cooper Rush, I mean, it really hasn't resulted in much for Tolbert. 14 receiving yards, 21 receiving yards, 22 receiving yards, just barely been going over this line. You look at his receptions, he had 3 against Philly, but then 2 against Houston, 2 against Washington. Hasn't really been earning a bunch of targets either. If you look at these games, he's only been getting just a few targets. Last week he had 4 targets. The week before that he had 5 targets. And so the Houston game where Jalen Tolbert had 5 targets, that was a complete outlier game where Cooper Rush had a ton of pass attempts. Cooper Rush had 55 pass attempts in that game against Houston. He still went under this line even with Cooper Rush having 55 pass attempts. Last week, Cooper Rush had 32 pass attempts. Cooper Rush has had kind of some inflated pass attempt games lately just kind of due to game script. I don't think he's going to be throwing the ball a ton this game. I just don't think it's going to be necessary for them to really have to air it out facing a poor Giants team. You look at Cooper Rush's pass attempts line, and I'm pretty sure it's set like below 30. If I can find the pass attempt section, can't even find it. I'm sure I'm blanking over. There it is. Like Cooper Rush's pass attempts line, it is set at 33.5, and honestly, I kind of like the under on that too. 33.5 pass attempts for Cooper Rush. Just don't know if the Cowboys are really going to have to air it out here, as home favorites facing a weak Giants team. So I do like Jalen Tolbert under 21.5 receiving yards still. This line was at 25.5, and I was able to play it at 25.5. I still think at 21.5 it's okay. I don't like it as much, but I'm expecting Tolbert's role to kind of decrease here. He's had a tough time earning targets with Cooper Rush at quarterback. Now with Brandon Cooks coming back, that's another guy that can take away targets, that can just kind of muddle things in this offense. So give me Jalen Tolbert for under 21.5 receiving yards is our second prop for Thanksgiving. And then third and final prop, we're going to go to the late night game, Packers and Dolphins. And I like a prop on Dontavian Wicks. We're going to take Dontavian Wicks for more than 5 targets. So you look at Dontavian Wicks' games recently, obviously he hasn't really been able to earn many targets, but it's hard to really look too much into that because this game, the Packers are going to be without Romeo Doubs. Now, we've only seen Romeo Doubs out for one game this season, but in their one game, it was Week 5 against the Rams. In their Week 5 game against the Rams, when Romeo Doubs was out, Dontavian Wicks did play on 76% of the offensive snaps, which was tied for a season high. He did also play 76% of the offensive snaps in Week 4. But yeah, without Romeo Doubs Week 5, Dontavian Wicks played on 76% of the snaps, which was tied for the most with Jaden Reed. Him and Jaden Reed played on the same amount of snaps. Now, it is worth noting that Christian Watson was also out for that game. Christian Watson, he's going to be playing on Thursday. But I'm still expecting Dontavian Wicks to kind of take on a bigger role here with Romeo Doubs out. And when Dontavian Wicks has been on the field, he's been able to earn targets at a pretty high rate. You look at lately, obviously he hasn't really been able to earn many targets lately, but he's also not been playing a bunch of snaps lately. 39%, 35%, 54%, 30%. The game against Houston, he only played on 41% of the snaps. He was still able to earn 6 targets. So like when he's been on the field, he's been able to earn targets. Last time Romeo Doubs was out, he played 76% of the offensive snaps. I'm expecting Wicks to be on the field for probably 60 to 70% of the snaps on Thursday. And if you look at the games this season where Wicks has been on the field for like at least 50% of snaps, Week 2, he was on the field for 51% of the snaps, and in that game, he had 4 targets. Let's see, Week 4, he was on the field for 76% of snaps, he had 13 targets. He was on the field for 76% of snaps in Week 5 and had 7 targets. He was on the field for 54% of snaps in Week 9, and in that game, he had 3 targets. So, he's been able to earn targets when he's been on the field. He should be on the field more, on Thursday night with, Romeo Doubs out for this game. And you look at the other Packers wide receivers, like Jaden Reed has not been demanding a ton of volume this season. Like there's really no guy on the Packers that has been a super high target receiver. The Packers have kind of spread the targets around this season. Like Jaden Reed, last few games, he's only been getting 4, 3, 6, 2, 3 targets. Like he's not been getting a bunch of targets. Josh Jacobs doesn't really catch a bunch of passes. Like he's not a guy they use much in the passing game. He's only had 1, 5, 3, 2 targets last few games. And then Christian Watson, he's been struggling. He dropped some passes last week. Only got 3 targets last week. Had 4 targets the week before that. Either way, expecting a bigger role here for Dontavian Wicks. Expecting him to be on the field more with Romeo Doubs out. Last time Doubs was out, Wicks got 7 targets. I definitely think he's got a chance to see 6 or 7 targets here again. So my favorite prop on him on Prizepicks is more than 5 targets. Don't mind more than 8 fantasy score. I think there's a good chance he could go over that as well. Looking at some industry projections, most DFS sites have Wicks projected for 10 fantasy score when you factor in Prizepicks scoring chart and how they calculate fantasy points. So I don't even mind taking that either, but definitely favorite prop on Wicks is more than 5 targets. So yeah, guys, this is what I'm liking for the Thanksgiving Day NFL slate. Keenan Allen, we're going to take him for more than 8 targets. Jalen Tolbert, less than 21.5 receiving yards. Again, that line was at 25.5. It got bumped down by 4 yards, which was tough. I think at 21.5, I think it's still okay to play. I don't like it as much, but I think it's still okay. And then Dontavian Wicks, more than 5 targets, is our third and final prop. And don't forget to use the Tyreek Hill free square as well. That's available too for all new users, for existing users. be sure to use that free square. It's available until the game starts Thursday night between the Dolphins and Packers. You got plenty of time to get that in. Use it with NFL props. Use it with whatever you want to use it with. You can mix and match sports on Prizepicks. It's totally up to you. But that's another incentive to sign up for Prizepicks right now, guys. Again, use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks. But again, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys enjoy the time with family, with friends. Enjoy the holiday. Let's try and make some money on this NFL slate. I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching these NFL games, so I wanted to make a video, give you some props I liked for these games. Hopefully we can hit all three of these plays and, again, make some money on this Thanksgiving Day. But again, guys, appreciate you watching. Hit that like button down below if you enjoyed the Prizepicks content. Hit that subscribe button as well. That's all that I got for today, guys. Good luck on this slate. Let's make some money. Enjoy the holidays, and I'll see you guys in the next video.